Across the globe, from Dakar to New York, a wave of protests is set to erupt between April 28th and 30th, 2025. At the end of this movement is Burkina Faso's transitional president, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, a 37-year-old military leader hailed by supporters as a champion of African sovereignty and criticized by others as an autocrat. The spark? Accusations from the U.S. Africa Command, AFRICOM, that Traoré is misusing Burkina Faso's gold reserves to cement his power. This report unpacks the story behind the protests, the geopolitical storm they've ignited, and what it signals for Africa's future. In September 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traoré seized power in a coup, ousting interim leader Paul-Henri Demiba. His rise came amid widespread frustration over the government's failure to combat a decade-long Islamist insurgency. Traoré declared a state of emergency, vowing to prioritize security, healthcare, and infrastructure. But his appeal goes beyond policy. He slashed salaries for government officials while keeping his military wage, nationalized gold mines, and halted raw good exports to Europe, opting instead to build a national refinery. He rejected loans from the IMF and World Bank, declaring, "Africa must stand on its own." To many, these acts symbolize defiance against centuries of Western exploitation. Traoré's nationalist rhetoric resonates deeply, especially among young Africans. Senegalese-American singer Akon amplified his image with a viral tribute song, while social media platforms like TikTok and YouTube buzz with comparisons to Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso's revolutionary icon. Yet his bold moves have drawn sharp criticism, and now a direct challenge from the United States. On April 3rd, 2025, U.S. AFRICOM Commander General Michael Langley testified before the Senate Armed Services Committee. Without presenting evidence, he accused Traoré of trading Burkina Faso's gold to protect the junta regime, not to benefit his people. The backlash was swift. Burkina Faso's Foreign Minister, Karamoko Jean-Marie Traoré, condemned the remarks as an affront to sovereignty. While President Traoré fired back, "They still see us as slaves, but it is time we show them that we are free." The U.S. accusations ignited fury across Africa. Protest organizers rallying under hashtags like Hands Off Burkina Faso and hashtag African Sovereignty framed the movement as a fight for dignity, not just support for Traoré. By mid-April, plans solidified for global demonstrations in cities like Lagos, Paris, and New York, a direct challenge to Western powers perceived as meddling in African affairs. To grasp the protest's significance, we must confront history. For many Africans, General Langley's remarks echo colonial-era paternalism, foreign powers dictating terms while extracting resources. Traoré's policies, like reclaiming control of gold mines, tap into this legacy. He's likened to Pan-African icons like Sankara and Muammar Gaddafi, leaders who defied Western dominance. Social media fuels this narrative, with viral claims of foreign plots to overthrow Traoré, galvanizing supporters. Protesters emphasize broader themes. A Ghanaian organizer stated, "This isn't about one leader. It's about saying enough to outsiders who profit from our resources while calling us corrupt. In Paris, diaspora activists argued, we're rewriting the story. Africa's future must be shaped by Africans. The movement blends anti-colonial rage with a demand for self-determination, amplified by TikTok tutorials on protest logistics and YouTube videos dissecting Traoré's speeches. Burkina Faso's standoff with the United States reflects a tectonic shift in West Africa. In 2023, Burkina Faso joined Mali and Niger to form the Alliance of Sahel States, a bloc openly hostile to Western influence. Russia's Wagner Group has deepened security ties with these nations, while China eyes strategic mineral deals. The U.S., meanwhile, risks losing leverage in a region it once dominated through aid and counterterrorism partnerships. Regional bodies like the African Union and ECOWAS face dilemmas. The AU condemns coups but hesitates to isolate Traoré amid popular support. ECOWAS, which sanctioned Burkina Faso after the 2022 coup, now watches nervously as the AES threatens to expand. The question looms, will Africa's future be dictated by Washington, Moscow, Beijing, or from within? The protests are a tipping point. If the U.S. cuts aid, Burkina Faso may pivot further toward Russia and China, mirroring Mali's trajectory. Yet, Traoré faces immense challenges: a worsening insurgency, economic strain, and skepticism over whether his reforms will uplift ordinary Burkinabe. The AES's cohesion is also untested. Can it survive internal rivalries and external pressure? The African Union could mediate, but its credibility hinges on balancing principle with pragmatism. The protests in support of Traoré are more than a moment, they're a movement. A generation is demanding respect, not charity, sovereignty, not subjugation. As one young protester in Ouagadougou put it, we've awakened and we won't go back to sleep. The world is watching. Will Burkina Faso's gamble on self-reliance inspire a continent or collapse under the weight of its ambitions? The answer will shape not just the Sahel, but the future of global power dynamics.